30 years. What can you do in 30 years? Apparently, you can make a all-time TV show out of reused Japanese footage. Today marks the 30th anniversary of when Power Rangers Super Sentai came to America. It's crazy to think it's been 30 years, and as a fan of this stuff that has never missed an episode in 30 years, it's hard to believe we're here. A show that before Saturday morning TV became big in the 90s was the most underrated thing, has become cultural phenomenon, pop culture. It's Morphin Time, one of the biggest phrases in all of pop culture. It's funny. It feels weird. It makes a person like me feel old. But here we are, 30 years. In the game, multiple Rangers over the path have died. Rest in peace to all of them. 4 network changes. 3 near cancellations. And within a month from now, the 30th season, the last live action season, will begin. That's right. As we mark this anniversary, the future of Power Rangers as a franchise, the future of the TV show, the future of the entire brand now lingers on a reboot that, in my humble opinion, will probably fail so miserably that they'll return with their heads between their legs. Remember Power Rangers 2017? Something to try to make the Power Rangers more edgy, mature, and different. Remember how quick that bombed out? And why? Because Power Rangers is a series that you can't really add edge to. It's not meant to have edge. It's not meant to be dark and brooding. It's not meant to have character depth. Yes, it may work for a comic book, but for a TV show to kids, which, by the way, that's how it will always be on TV. It's a kids show. That kind of dark, brooding stuff just doesn't work. And when you try to levy a brand's history to an older audience, it never works. See Reboot the Guardian Code. See many interpretations of He-Man. See the 2011 Thundercats. It never freaking works. It always fails. But Hasbro should be getting used to failure by now. Gen 5 of My Little Pony, as good as it is, and it is good, and that's a separate discussion for a separate video, it isn't hitting the same. Well, nothing was going to hit the same as Friendship is Magic. Nothing at all. But here we are. They tried to change My Little Pony for a different audience. They tried to levy Gen 4's long history to build a new generation of kids. It kind of worked. Power Rangers, however, is different. Power Rangers has always been a kids show. Lighthearted one-liners, cheesy jokes, Japanese references. I'm Scottish! Hi, Drew McIntyre. It's always been like this. And Hasbro wants to get rid of it. Hasbro wants to change it. Why? Because of Toei. Because of Toei Corporation. Because they want complete and total control over the work. They want to do the opposite thing that happened when Ham Savan bought the brand back in 2020 with Power Rangers Samurai. They want to do the opposite thing. It's the opposite end of a blade, but it's going to end in the same result. When Power Rangers returned with Samurai after nearly a 2-year break in 2018, the adaptation was straight up almost a complete one-to-one mimic with slight American differences to Senkenger. This also continued somewhat in the Megaforce before they completely botched it with Super Megaforce and remained steadfast, kind of, all the way to Ninja Steel. Didn't work. Why? Because as Japanese as Power Rangers is, it can't be completely Japanese. Has to be somewhat American. Has to be somewhat given creative lucidness to be its own thing. Power Rangers and Super Sentai are not the same. But if you flip the opposite thing, what you're going to get is the opposite result. A very American show, gone with the spirit of optimism and hope, heroism, and laughing through the face of danger. Instead, what you're going to get is an edgelord special. The evil villains being true villains, doing dastardly things, and sometimes getting away with it a little too much. Rangers with emotional baggage and problems and issues, trying to hammer them out as they try to discover their new powers. Using their powers as an allegory to their own personal growth. Sure, this works in an episode in a season like Jungle Fury, but wanna know why it worked? Jungle Fury? Because it was funny, lighthearted, had the ability to laugh at itself. Keep in mind it had a wrestling commentator fly during the Megazord fights. The same season that had a hero and a villain going on the same path but from opposite directions, power up by character growth, and ultimately learn to forgive each other. Bury the hatchet, but not before fighting each other. But that's Power Rangers. The light in the darkness, the laughing at the danger, the absurdity of it all. If you get rid of the absurdity, what is Power Rangers really? It's just another generic wannabe anime, want-to-be edgelord action show. And if you definitely bring it back to Mighty Morphin, none of the lessons learned over the last 30 years means anything. You lose out. So it's kind of funny how Hasbro simultaneously wants to celebrate the 30th anniversary of this thing we all love while also trying to simultaneously get rid of it. Why? Because it doesn't sell as many toys as it once did. That it's not on the front page of pop culture. Not that it had a brony style explosion like in 2010, so you want to get rid of it? Weird. Certain things deserve to be certain things. Certain things are iconic for certain reasons. Disney is learning this lesson not once, not twice, but 3 times in a row in the same way, and they're still being obstinate. So, Hasbro, on this 30th anniversary of this glorious, weird mismatch between Japanese folk culture and American action, think about your next move after Cosmic Fury. Think about it. 30 years of history. Earned because it's weird. Celebrated because it's weird. Different because it's weird. Weird isn't necessarily a bad thing. After all, I'm the epitome of weird. I'm a guy that lives in a wheelchair all day, that sees the same four walls every day, but yet doesn't like talking about it. I'm the epitome of weird. Weird makes money because weird is different. You can't sterilize weird, especially when it's 30 years old. I love Power Rangers. Will always love Power Rangers. I will never abandon the brand. I'm just worried about it. Not because I don't think the brand has a future. It does. But whether Hasbro understands what it has inherited, we are not yet to know. Not until Cosmic Fury airs in a month. Not until they finally reveal what's next. But learn from your elders. Learn from 2017 and Hasbro. Dear God, learn from yourself. Sometimes change isn't the answer. Sometimes letting it be is. Happy anniversary, my second favorite show. The oldest show that I ever started watching. I can't believe we've grown old together. I just hope you don't die before I do. Find peace.